Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Jack. This is an impromptu video. I just realized that this might be helpful. I'm doing some signal response research with an indicator that I wrote, and somebody asked if I would post anything about methods for collecting data, doing research. So I'll do that right now because that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm starting a new research project for another indicator that I wrote. So what I wanted to say was I want you to be familiar with working in Excel and then the logic for collecting data via price action. So the first thing I'll say is to be able to insert images into cells in Excel. And best way to do that is, the only way that I know to do that is to right click on a cell, hit new note, right click in the little corner right here, or this little corner, the cursor will change to a diagonal arrow, right click, hit format comments, go to colors and lines, click in the color box, go to fill effects, hit picture, hit select picture, and if this pops up, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, hit from a file, and then you can insert your picture there. So you can see I've inserted a picture here now. I can hit OK. I can hit OK again. I can drag this image so that it's bigger. I like to make it pretty good size so that it's easy to read when I'm putting in data. Like if I wanted to look back at this data and figure out, okay, what happened on bar 21? Why did this, or 28, why did this signal fail on bar 28? I can hover over this image and look at bar 28. That's failed because there was a strong reversal afterwards. Maybe you could have traded it. I'm going to say that you could not, because I would not trade that. So anyway, what else do I want to say? Let's just run through some examples here. I've got some columns up here. Let's go ahead and add one. This is going to be important for you. CT, that can be counter trend or not. You'll have one for the market cycle. This is for any signal research that you do, any system research that you do. You have market cycle, counter trend. What else do I have? Those two are the most important. Oh, leg count. Let's just go with that. You can add little notes in, like, you should code it so everything's numerical. So 1 equals with trend, or how about, and 2 equals counter trend, or whatever you want. You can just code it so that it means something to you. You can put in data, then you can sort it later. But anyway, let's just go with that. Market cycle, let's say just trend or trading range. Let's put a note in there. This is exactly what I did for my systems research that I've completed this past month. So I'm going to say 1 is trend and 2 is trading range. How about that? Just keep it simple. You don't have to be like channel, breakout, tight trading range, flag. Just make it simple at first. If you want to complicate it more later, you can always complicate it more. But I would recommend keeping it simple. Trend with trend. Trend or counter trend, trend or trading range. And then leg count, I would do, just write the number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, doesn't matter. Just write the number. So anyway, this is exactly how I go about collecting research. You can make these bold. You can put different colors here. You can do, if you want conditional formatting, you can do stuff like that. So it's easy to reference, easy to see what worked, what didn't work. If it failed, it's red. If it worked, it was green. So let's just go through some of this so you can see exactly how I would do signal response research with this indicator. I'm not going to tell you how this indicator works. It's my own custom idea, concepts programmed here. You can probably look at it carefully and figure out what's going on, and then replicate what I've done. But anyway, let's just go over it. So I've got one image here. And then basically what I do is I copy and paste this all the way down for however many signals there are. That way, no matter what cell I'm hovering over, I can always reference that picture. Because if you get to sorting stuff later, like if you highlight all this, sort it, and you only have a picture in one of these date cells, then might turn into a bit of a pain in the ass. I would say just copy and paste all of these down. And so I'm studying signal changes. So the first, I'm including bar 1, but I'm mainly focused on signal changes. So here's what I'll do. I'll do one day at a time, and this is what I would do for this day on the 28th. So bar 11 was a change, 19, 20, 32, 34, 35, 38, 44, 49, 51, 52, 53, 54, 56, 58, 68, 70, 74, 77, 78. And then what I'll do is copy all of these dates, just go down the line, plug them in so they're all there. Okay. And then I'm going through, for me, this is the most important. This is all I'm worried about right now. I'm going to come back later and fill out all this other stuff, but I'll go through a whole section for you, just so that you can get an idea of exactly how I would do an entire, level 1 signal research study. This is level 1 to me. Level 1 includes this. Is it counter trend? What market cycle? What leg count? It might make more sense to organize this so that it's cohesive for you. But anyways, this was tradable for sure. I'm going to skip that. Number 11. Okay, this was definitely tradable. How many tradable legs were there? Well, to me, here's 1, 2, maybe 3 until we got a deep pullback. So I would say 3, even 4, 5. I'd say so. This was a good one. 5. I don't know. I haven't figured out the number of tradable legs after the signal changed. I mean, that's technically right, but the signal changed here. So I don't know. I haven't thought that through. Let's just leave it at 5 for now. I don't care. It's irrelevant to you. All right, initial pullback depth. All right, once the signal changed, we have 12, and then we pulled back like this. If I said that this, let's say that this, why is my fib tool all fucky? Hold on 1 second. Let me fix my fib tool. Okay, so this is the 1R range. We can say from high to low. We can say from high to the close. I haven't figured that out either. I just started this study. I haven't thought this through yet. But you'll want to decide how you're going to measure the 1R range of whatever signal you're doing. So for me, I'll say that I'm going to measure from the low to the close of the signal. Let's say, how about that? Or the close of the first leg. And then we pulled back almost 50%. I'm going to write here, we pulled back 45.45 R. That'd be about 45%. I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to bust out a calculator and crunch the numbers and get the exact percentage of how much this pulled back. You know why? Because it doesn't need to be that complicated. All right, close is close enough. You look at this. If this is my range, here's 50%. We got almost to it. That means this. It's about that. It does not have to be 100% accurate. It does need to be probably 90% accurate, but just wanted to mention that because I think that it's easy to overthink things, make it more complicated than it needs to be. This is all you really need to do. This is what I did for my systems. It's going great so far. I could post a trade review today, but I want to focus on this more. And that's the other thing. Sorry to digress, but just very briefly, I'm going to keep making videos, but I'm going to be focused more on my trading because now I have systems. I have some consistency. I'm doing really well. I'm just going to focus on that. I'm going to focus much less on doing bar by bars, review videos, stuff like that, because I want to take the pressure off of me to do things like that. Even though I really want to, I'd much rather focus on my trading, and there's enough pressure as it is with trading. So as I get more comfortable with my systems, I'll post more videos, but I just want to do something because I want to show you how I collected research, how I built my systems, and I'll do that. So anyway, let's keep going over this. So here's the pullback depth, the duration of the pullback. We can say it was 1 bar. Second leg R possible. Well, if this was my 1R range, let me edit this again real quick. Sorry, I know this is a waste of time to do it like this. That's the wrong direction. How about that? Boom. Oh God. Sorry, bear with me. I should have paused it. This is a waste of your time. Okay, stupid. Okay, we went a little bit past 1R. I'm gonna say, yeah, it's probably 1.4. I don't know. That's probably pretty close. Like I said, close is close enough. It does not have to be 100% accurate. What stop was required here? 1R. 1R stop was required. Was it counter trend? Is this counter trend? Well, that's the whole point of the signal study. I'm studying the always in direction based on my understanding of it and based on my program logic of it. So is this counter trend? I'm going to say no. It was not counter trend because to me, it's always in long as of this situation here. What part of the market cycle was it? Trend or trading range? I'd say at this moment, it was a trading range. So when is that? I'd say it's 2. And what leg is this in the trading range? Well, it gets a little nitty gritty here. It depends how you want to look at it. So we have leg 1, pullback leg 2 for the bulls, pullback leg 3. It's really leg 3. I want to write leg 3. And you know what happened here? This is a leg 3 reset. It was leg 3. It should have failed right here. It failed to fail, and this became a new leg. The other thing with leg counting is, to me, when you have a double bottom or a double top, that is a possible leg count reset. So I don't think that this right here, bar 6 and 7, is a leg count reset. Can you see that good? I hope you can see that good enough. But this, I don't know, it's higher lows. It's tricky, man. You got to just pick a method, pick a strategy, and just stick to it. I'm going to call this leg 3. It reset right here. And maybe this is new leg 1, or maybe it's leg 2. It's a breakout from a triangle. This is the breakout. This could be leg 1, pullback leg 2, or is it leg 3 in a trend? I don't know. Just pick something, stick with it. But I'm going to say that. Let's do another one because that was a little confusing. All right, right here. Bar 19. Was this tradable? No, it failed immediately. No tradable legs. Initial pullback depth. I would say at the close of bar 20, it's failed, but certainly at the close of bar 21. So that's another thing you would want to decide on and document how you're deciding it. Put that in your system documentation. Like, okay, if we have a really strong adverse bar against a signal, I'm considering it failed early. Or if it's gone X amount beyond the range of the signal, for example, if I'm measuring the close to the extreme, if it goes more than 1.5 times the range of the signal, I'm going to say it's failed or something like that. For me, I would say bar 21 at a minimum is the failure point. So that pullback is probably around 1.6 R. There you go. Duration, 2 bars. Second leg R possible, none. Stop required. Now, if I was trading this and I did sell in here, I would have wanted to use a very wide stop, like 2.5 R minimum. Because to me, if I entered my initial position in this range and it fails on me right here, I want my stop up here. That way I'm not taking a full 1R loss. So that's why I'm saying that. Because that's useful information. You can later go back and look at all your losses or signals that failed, and you can see what stop you would have wanted to use to make that loss minimal. All right, so that's a nice little tip and trick there. Here's, okay, counter trend. Yeah, I would say that it was counter trend because we're long and we're trying to flip to short. So I would say it is counter trend. Why wouldn't this be counter trend? Well, because it's in a trading range and we have some buying pressure here. The bears are not making lower lows. We're kind of stalling. So I would say that the market, this is a legit flip. So it's not counter trend. But this, we're clearly long right here and we're trying to flip to short. We get back to long right here. This is clearly a failure. So this is clearly a counter trend move against the direction of the market. It's above the moving average. So I'm going to say it is counter trend for that reason. And that's something else you can document. Make these decisions just starting out. When you're starting out like this, make a decision, take a screenshot of it, put it in your PowerPoint, reference it later if you get confused. That way you can keep moving forward. You don't get stuck. You don't get bogged down by confusion and mistakes. And if you make a mistake, just go back and fix it. All I got to do if I wanted to change my mind later, go like that. And then I fixed it. All right, what part of the market cycle is this? It's possibly a trading range. This might be a trend. For the bears, this is a trading range because any counter trend move against the trend is a trading range. So for the bears, they're betting on, at a minimum, a trading range. They're not betting on a bear trend. They're betting on a trading range. For the bulls, they're looking at this as a pullback in a trend. We have higher highs, higher lows, a lot of buying pressure here. This could be a spike. This is a trend. What leg is this for the bears? I would say it's pullback, and it's technically leg one. There's no spike breaks, so just put leg one, all right? And if you wanted to call it leg two because of this deep pullback right here, that's pretty reasonable. It's implied. I would just make a little note about that. To me, it doesn't matter. What matters most is how do you read the market live when you're watching, the live market? How do you read the market? That is how you should record it right here. To me, this is actually leg two because this pullback certainly is a pause in a leg two down. So to me, this is a two implied legs down, even though it's technically leg one. But it doesn't matter. Just call it leg one if you want to call it leg one. We can do one more. All right, 20. This was certainly tradable legs afterwards. Well, we had one here, one there. There's two. There's a small one in here, but I'll just say two. Initial pullback depth, okay, of the bar. Whoops. So low to close is how I'm measuring. Almost 50%. Guess what I'm going to put here? All right, duration, 1 bar. Second leg R possible. Well, here's 1 R. There's probably 2, 3, maybe 4. I don't know. Put 4. If it's a crazy number, it doesn't even matter. I mean, because if you buy right here, are you really going to hold long all the way up here, or are you going to start taking profits? You're just going to start taking profits. So it doesn't matter if it went 7R, unless you want to build a swing trading system. But, I don't know many people that have that personality because that's a low probability system, in my opinion. For scalping, it doesn't matter. I'm scalping, so stop required. 1R. Counter trend, no. Is that right? 1 is with trend. Okay, so I made a mistake here. What's bar 11? That is not counter trend. So 1. This is counter trend. It's 2. I made a mistake. I fixed it. Market cycle. 1 is trend. I would say this is trend. Oops. And this is leg. I'm going to say 1, pullback 2. You could say it's leg 3. This is a tough one. 1, pullback 2. Is this a reset? Because this is 1, 2, 3, 4 legs to me, and this may be a reset. In my mind, if you get a 2-legged pullback, that's a reset. So this is technically leg 1 for me. But realistically, it's at least leg 3. So I would call it leg 3 just to be safe. I don't know. These are all things you have to decide for how you read the market, how you want to understand the market. That's what matters most. And I'm just trying to give you an example of that. And once you have a bunch of examples, I would say do at a minimum 500. Why do we have this here? What's up with that? I would say get at least 500 samples and then just start going through it, filtering out. You want to look at, the pullback depth, what kind of stop you needed. And you don't even have to do this part. The pullback, the duration, the second leg, the R required. You don't even have to do that. You don't even have to do that starting out. This is really what you need for level 1, and this right here. I would say that this will greatly inform your level 2 study. This right here is basically level 2 in a nutshell. But anyways, I hope this helps. This is just an example of how I would go through. We can do another one. Let's do 32. Certainly tradable. Tradable legs, well, here's 1, 2, I would say 2 legs, because this, you had one entry maybe here on 33. You could have scalped out, you could have sold here and scalped out. So I'd say 2 legs. Initial pullback, I don't even have to bust out my fib tool. You know why? I'm going to measure from here to here and eyeball it. That's like a 90% pullback right there. So 0.9 R, it lasted for 2-3 bars. And second leg R possible, about 1 R. So I'm just going to say 1 stop required. If I were trading this, I would probably want to use a stop up here, allowing me to scale in once around this area. So I would say probably a 2R stop is ideal. Is it counter trend? Actually, yes, it is. It's flipping the direction, but it is counter trend. Wait a minute. Counter trend is 2. So counter trend is 2. Market cycle, this is a trading range for the bears. It's counter trend against the trend, so that means it's trading range. And then what leg is it? 1 pullback 2. It's leg 2. Might be leg 1, doubt it. This is leg 1, pullback leg 2, the way I see the market. Pullback leg 3, pullback leg 4. That's the way I see it. We can do another one. Let's do 34. It was certainly tradable. There was 2 tradable legs afterward. The initial pullback depth. Just looking at this. Oops, sorry, I keep doing that because the hotkeys are different in Ninja Trader. Here is 1 R, so 1.75, 1.7, say 1.65 to be a little conservative. It's pretty close, right? It doesn't have to be 100% accurate. Duration of that pullback was 3 bars. And the second leg R from entering on that pullback. Well, if this is my 1R range and I move that down here, you know, realistically, where would I enter this trade? That's where I want to measure for the possible second leg R. And for me, I would enter somewhere below 34. I'd probably enter right here. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put my measurement right there at the close of 36 because I would probably enter there. What are the odds you would enter at the exact low extreme of the pullback? I would say nearly impossible. You are not going to enter, you are not going to be able to pick the low of a pullback to enter on. I would say enter wherever you think you're going to enter. This is also another thing you can add in your level 2 study. What was the best entry? And then code it. You know, I would say 1 was buying the close. Oops. Wow, I don't know what I just did there. Buying the close or selling the close. Jeez, I'm all scattered because I haven't thought this out. Here was buying below or selling above, and then 3 was a small pullback. You know, you can code it like that for the entry, but that's level 2. You don't need to worry about that for level 1. Level 1 is most important to get, you know, was it a success? Was it a success? Was it counter trend? What was the market cycle? What was the leg count? That's level 1, most important. So anyways, 1, 2, let's say 2.4 R was possible, give or take. The stop required. Well, here's my 1 R range. I would say a 2 R stop would have been ideal, maybe 2.25. Is it counter trend? No, it's actually with trend. It's long, you know, so this is actually with trend. But it might be against the trend. Yeah, well, it depends, you know, like this signal research that I'm doing right here is for the always in direction. So, you know, calling this counter trend is kind of incorrect because it's always in long, but then again, the market is flipping to short, at least temporarily here. So is it counter trend or not? Again, something you need to define for yourself, document how you made that decision so that you can reference it later when you're confused like I am right now. You know, because you know what I'm doing, this is kind of irrelevant. I'm not doing a full study on this signal generator, this indicator. So this is actually a little irrelevant for me. But for the sake of the example here, it's if you want to consider the big, you know, the main direction on this time frame, you would say that this is with trend. But if you want to look at it in terms of the immediate directional probability, you would say that this is counter trend because we're short right here. So I'm going to say it's with trend. Let's just say it's with trend. Market cycle, it's part of a trading range. And it's really leg one for the bulls, because 1 pullback, 2, the bull leg count gets reset on a new lower low to me. So this is leg 1. You got a deep pullback. Here's leg 2, pullback leg 3. So anyway, I hope that helps. This is a very long-winded way to show you how I went through collecting data for my research projects that I've done. I'll try to make some more videos in the future. I hope this was not a waste of your time. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, comments, let me know. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.